any other demographic to abuse children. They also have the most pedophiles in their ranks. Well, who else could go grab screaming children away from parents for no reason? These are monstrous people. You got pedophiles, you got control freaks, you got the people that like to get the bounties. They get big bonuses, they get money for every child they snatch. That's on record. That's federal law. So what I'm going to do in the next hour and a half is I'm going to lay out the horrors of what I have witnessed CPS do with my own eyeballs. And I'm going to take your phone calls with your horror stories quickly and succinctly. Now, people will notice that a fella called the show Sunday night hyperventilating about how they came and took his wife's children from another marriage and took their newborn baby while they were at it. And at a certain point, I just hung up on him saying, I wish I could help you. Because if I was to emotionally identify with him, it would cause me days of agony. And I've likened it to, I'm a person in a lifeboat in an icy sea, and there are millions of hands reaching out, grabbing, scrabbling for a hold on the side of the little boat, trying to pull themselves in. And I'm in a lifeboat that's already got so many people in it that it's right down to the water's edge. The water is almost coming over and flooding us. We're on the verge of being foundered, of being capsized, of being engulfed by the water. It's lapping over the side. We're bailing for our lives. And I see children dying everywhere from cancer, from the vaccines and what's in the food and water. Nothing stopping it. It's only intensifying. I see the corruption. I see the DynCorp Halliburton running giant child kidnapping rings in Chicago Tribune, BBC, congressional testimony. Nothing happens to them. I see so many crimes, so many evils. It's encyclopedic. Maybe I should write a book, the Encyclopedia of Government Crimes or something. I mean, it's just so legion. It makes my mind reel. And it makes me reel that I'm not strong enough, that I can't work 48 hours a day, that I don't have the will, that this stuff can get to me and that I can't just robotically move against it. That this is, see, ladies and gentlemen, I look at Brad Pitt at Cannes, I'm on the Drudge Report and I see the photo, soaking in a bizarre ego trip with the director, and it makes me nauseous. And I see that ego trip in Brad Pitt, and it makes me nauseous because I've been on ego trips. And I'm still on an ego trip to a certain extent, though almost all of it is burned away. People misidentify just passion and fury and focus and dedication to bring down tyranny as ego. But I'll tell you, my deep hatred, and it's deep, and I don't like it. It's so deep, I know it's my core. It's stronger than anything you can imagine. It's light years deeper than peacock behavior, preening peacock behavior. In fact, I miss the psychological diversion of dress up, of imaginary play, of status. That's all it is. It's a childlike game. And the last remnants of that are burning off my hull. And I'll tell you, in a way, I don't like what I see because I see a machine. And who I am is changing. And it shakes me. But I'm telling you, all of you have to steel yourselves. I mean, you have to become like metal. You have to turn the forges on in your heart of resistance to tyranny. You have to commit. And you have to hate evil. You know, they tell you don't hate. The whole Bible's about hating evil and loving good. But I'll tell you, at that core, where there's that deep hatred that's so strong, it can't even be registered. It can't even be articulated. There is also something just as strong, and that is the love of innocence and beauty and of family and of everything wholesome and good, everything beautiful, everything honorable. And then I realized that my hate of the enemy isn't the strongest thing in my heart. It is only the armor wrapped around that love of the innocent. And it is my commitment to stand up against anything, to commit to the end. And I realize at that point, the last vestiges of fear have left me. It is now gone completely from me. All that is left is a complete drive to be everything I'm meant to be. And to fight the enemy as smartly as I can and to be focused. You know, I do 4 hours of radio a day, and it's fun to go wild, and it's fun to make jokes, and it's fun to imitate and be satirical and make fun of the establishment, and that's one reason we've been successful. But in my gut, I know that's wrong. I am going to be more effective. And it doesn't mean I'll change completely overnight, but I can see where this transformation takes me towards being more focused, more serious, more disciplined. And to try to launch more effective movements and organizations and really get serious. And that means get the people that work around me serious in this mission to take on evil. Because if you are in denial about the fact that evil is running rampant, it is, and think about what that means, rampant. It is running pell-mell, helter-skelter, wild on every point of the compass. It is a disease. It is a mental virus, a spirit that is just replicating, and it's as if giant reservoirs of stinking cess have been dumped into the streets of our world. I am not going to be part of it. And I'm just glad, and I am blessed, and I am thankful that I grew up, and I made my mistakes, and I did things that were wrong, but in the end, I ended up going down the right path. And for as much as I hate evil, I feel sorry for the zombie-like creatures that we call our fellow humans, that are so weak-minded and so given over to evil that they can't recognize the evil they're involved in when they're in the middle of it. And let me tell you, I don't revel in the fact that you are so broken and wicked and pathetic and degenerate, because you're dangerous. A log jam of dead bodies on a 100-foot tall island floating through the sea and certainly overtake you and smother you when you're out on the open sea of the world. And so you're very dangerous for all the rot holes in your soul, all the spiritual worms coming out of your eyeballs and out of the nose, out of the hole in your face where your nose was. I see what you are. You're like the portrait of Mr. Gray. God, look at you. Look at what's become of you. And I'll tell those out there that have been serving evil, who thought it was sexy at first and got into it for power, if I can reach you now and there's still some good left in you, turn back now. If you feel an overtaking spirit of wickedness wanting to make you giggle and laugh about this isn't funny and you know it. There's still time for you to turn back. There's still time for you to break the conditioning and the programming and the brainwashing and the spiritual bondage you're under. But I don't know how much further you can go. For those of you who are fully given over to it and are basically Nazgul, you will fall. We'll be right back.
Have you ever read the ingredients in your skin creams, personal hygiene products, vitamins, or herbal supplements? Did you know that most skin creams, body lotions, shampoos, and toothpaste contain chemical additives such as sodium lauryl sulfate, the same type of detergent used